So I'm happy to be here to share about the research and reports and what you have an opportunity to access and utilize as a member. And I will tell you that I think it's valuable resources here. I have used them as a doc student. I've used them going in through the tenure process, and I found all of this kind of helps you develop that scholar researcher, the positionality that you're trying to develop, and you'll find that you have a wealth to access here. First, starting with the Journal of Teacher Education. Foremost, research. We're talking about innovation, what's best practice, what are the trends in our profession. And so JTE really keeps us up on top of that. And so many of the pieces that you read there, you can utilize for your own development, to share with doc students, to share with in your coursework. And so I've always found that helpful. And again, really being current on what we should be doing in our classroom. And I also find it very useful to look who's writing, to see who's kind of the veteran or the kind of established that concept in the field, and then look who's coming up to add to that. So it's always helpful to see who are those researchers who are aligned with what you're doing, so you can possibly connect with them at a conference. Or I've even read someone's article and then sent them an email and was able to get information and share resources. So very good contacts there. And additionally, remember, as we are all here in teacher educator preparation, the opportunity to publish in a high impact journal. And so don't forget that we should be consuming that, but we should also be contributing to the journal as well. And there's great opportunities right now. I think the current call is specifically on teacher prep and what are we doing in teacher preparation matter. So read the journal, submit to be published there as well. Education or Ed Prep Matters. I find this really helpful in terms of the blogs and the updates that are kind of actively happening in real time, right? So if you look at the Ed Prep Matter section, it's got blogs that talk about what's happening at the national level, what's happening in some states will be identified in terms of policy. I love that it talks about teacher preparation at what's happening at the state level, it highlights some things that are happening specifically at universities, at different universities that are also member universities. It also, in that section, you will see opportunities that are listed there. So if you kind of scroll down, you see fellowship opportunities, grant opportunities that are available through AACTE, ones that may be closely aligned to, or kind of member organizations that we are affiliated with. So not only do you have kind of up-to-date resources, but things that you can also then become a part of yourselves. And then finally, what I really like about that Ed Prep session is that it does a really good job of highlighting promising practices that potentially we could actually tag, to investigate for our own usage at our own universities. And so being able to hear the story of what's happening at another institution and then figure out how could we adapt that, and then also utilize those same practices or models. So I like Ed Prep because, again, it's that timely kind of in real time and let you know what's going on. The research reports and briefs that are available, I find that similar in my usage, and I've used all these. I didn't say that I did, but I align that closely with what I expect to come out of the journal. So I'm always looking for scholarship. I'm looking for research that will help me understand what's happening in our profession. And then specifically, if it talks about like urban teacher preparation, or if it talks about social emotional learning, you can go find research briefs and reports, white papers that could really help improve your own work, share with colleagues and students. And so I think the ability to be able to go and find a repository that has information that is current, that's linked to what we know are the current educational outcomes that we're looking for in candidates, is always a good thing. Finally, the Connect 360, that resource library, I think that's a wealth of things. So, and I think that's a little slightly different, because what I've been talking about so far is a lot of kind of reading materials and kind of journal and articles. But what you'll find in the resource library and Connect 360 is that it's multimedia. So there you're going to be able to access the webinars that have been produced by AACTE. You'll find recordings of different I guess it's still a webinar, but I think kind of lectures that have been hosted. What I also found slide decks in there that you could utilize for classes on certain topics, and then other PDFs about topic as well. So I think what you find is that you can what we're having from this organization is still continuing to support your development as a scholar, right? And so being able to access those materials, use them in class, share them with colleagues, share them with students, because there's a portion of the resource library that's open to the public, and there's a portion that's open to members only. So you'll be able to kind of see what you can share and access with the different constituents that you work with. The other thing that I think is very helpful, that's a part of the resource library, is that it also has some information and support for tag groups. So for those topical action groups, there's a section that is reserved for tag groups, so that information can be uploaded there. It kind of gives you an idea of how tag groups are formed, maybe what groups you can potentially join. So you kind of know where to look and kind of find your people and your scholars and make some connections there. So I think overall, when we're thinking about what's available in terms of our scholarly production, we've got a lot of things that are being offered here, variety of quality resources, opportunities to do high impact publications, as well as support your professional growth. So I hope that you will utilize them. I continue to utilize them and refer other colleagues to them if they're not aware of them. So I hope you do the same.
Thank you so much, everyone, for all your insights about our benefits. I hope this was helpful for everyone, whether you're a current or new member, or potentially thinking about becoming an AACTE member. These benefits are just a highlight of some of the benefits that are available to you. You can find all our benefits on either the AACTE website, or you can go directly to the AACTE benefits page to explore everything that is available to you and your organization in order to help yourself in your career. If you're a current member and you haven't explored Connect 360, please go visit, post some questions, join a tag, have some conversations, visit the resource library, and catch up on some webinars. If you're a new member, please take a look and see what Connect 360 is all about. And finally, I just want to say thank you again for joining us. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to the membership department.